The guy that we've talked about in the past here, Caris LeVert, back on the court, and man, he's played pretty well the last few games. Is that? Do they end up having to give some sort of first-round pick to get a Caris LeVert, do you think? Or would Rubio and maybe a second do it? Any feel for that yet or no?
Well, the Pacers, they're going to want a pick. They'll want a first-rounder. And they're going to have other offers for LeVert, So if you're the Cavs and you want to guarantee yourself that you get somebody like that, you would throw in your first rounder. Now, to me, that's not a major issue because you're planning on going to the playoffs this year, right? You're winning as many games as possible. You're not thinking about the lottery. So you're talking about the 17th, 18th, 19th pick that you would be throwing in there. Okay, big deal. Now, obviously, they would try to talk you into Sexton because they want a young player and a pick for LeVert. The fact that he had a huge game against the Lakers and was really good in the fourth quarter, Wednesday night, he had 30 points for the game. And then you have LeBron James saying, well, Caris LeVert just tore us apart. That right there is building his trade value. So, that's not helping the Cavs any. But the bottom line is that's the kind of guy that if you can go out and get him and don't have to shake things up, you might be in good shape because he is a guy who's capable of erupting for 30 points. And, he's the answer to your backcourt scoring issue for the rest of the year. He's a capable scorer. And I think he would be a very easy fit along with this team.
Yeah, and we've talked in the past, and you saw it if you go look at the box score. I think he took 12 shots or 16. He was 12 of 16 or something like that in his 30 points. So he's not a guy that needs the ball in his hands constantly. So to your point, you said he was a really good fit, and that's what the Cavs are looking for.
Yeah, somebody who's not going to dominate the ball but can score and make the most of their opportunities when they get the ball. He fits that description, and he's 6'6". He would just create a whole nother level of, obviously, you throw him in with Garland and Mobley and Allen and Markkanen. You have another guy who's capable of getting you 20, 25 a game if you need it. So he's not a great outside shooter, but that's okay. He finds ways to put the ball in the basket, and he's a constant threat. And frankly, you're going to need that at some point this year, whether it's Caris LeVert or some of these other names that we've heard, Terrence Ross, Eric Gordon from the Rockets. We've heard a little bit of Buddy Hield from the Kings. Those are the kind of guys eventually you're going to need somebody. Now, maybe you don't need any of them, but you kind of need somebody like them just simply to take the load off Darius Garland. At some point, it's going to get too much for him. Especially when the games start meaning more and you're fighting for playoff seeding and positioning, or you're in the playoffs. You want to find that extra backcourt scorer. And at the same time, you don't want to have to totally shake up the roster to get that player.